In today's training, I'm going to give you a quick guide to create incentives that will increase duplication and retention. Okay, increase duplication and retention. So know that there's only 4 reasons why. If you have a downline, you have a team, there's only 4 reasons why people stay in the business. And this definitely applies to these reasons apply to you. Number 1 is you make money. Right? If you make money, people are going to stay. Number 2 is if they love the product. If you love your product and service, they will stay. Right? They may stay. They may not make money. So know that most people, because they get distracted, they're not as focused as you are, they may not make money, but there's still ways to keep them in the business. So if they love the product and service, they'll stay on. Number 3 is the relationships, the friendship, the community. People strive and love, they want to be part of a community. And if you can create a community of acceptance, of just make them feel good, they want to belong, then, hey, they will stay. Right? Number 4 is fulfillment, and create a sense of fulfillment that, hey, I'm doing something. I haven't been very successful in life. I'm able to do something. And if you add that fulfillment, they will stay. Give an example. One of my top leaders, when he made a major rank advancement, he said that was the most rewarding thing in his life. So the last time was that rewarding was when he made his high school baseball team. Okay, ever since then, hasn't been rewarding. Everything's been, even though he was the first person in his family to graduate from college, that was not as rewarding as getting this rank, because he felt that it was something he wanted to do for himself, and he made it happen. So fulfillment, those 4 things. They make money, which a lot of people don't, because they get distracted. They basically become customers. Number 2 is they love the products and service, the relationships, and also fulfillment. Okay, so these are important. The reason I talk about this is, let me ask you this. If someone, this happens all the time, they join, they get started, they send out a couple of messages, they reach out to 3 friends, and all 3 friends, and maybe they even bring them to a Zoom meeting, a 3-way call, they send out 3 videos, and all 3 friends are not interested. What's the chance this person will come back and the next day ready to go and prospect again? It's basically slim to none. Now, some of you may say, I'm going to do it, but know that most people are not, right? They've never been taught in school to be persistent, to persevere, to keep going. They never had any sales training. So the only way to keep them is, you remember the 4 reasons, right? One of them is fulfillment. The relationships, the fulfillment is very, very important. Make them fulfilled. Recognize them. Right? And most people are struggling fulfillment. Right? We're talking about before the reasons. They want to be part of a community, right? Create a community relationships where they get fulfilled, because they're not getting fulfilled. A lot of times they don't get the fulfillment at work. And by the way, when they do get the fulfillment at work, more than in your business, that's when they leave. Because they're going to go where they can get fulfilled. They're going to go where they're going to get recognized. They're going to go where they feel they belong. Right? A lot of times people quit network marketing because they feel, and maybe they love the workers, they love the work atmosphere, they don't like the income, but they like that community, then they're going to leave. And that's a distraction. And we're talking about, you got to distract the distractions. So the only way to keep someone went 0 for 3 presentations, nothing, is to recognize them. Give them fulfillment. Congratulate. Think about this. If you congratulated them, right? I'm actually working with a coaching client where the first time someone does a presentation, they get a little, I'll give you an example. It's like you can post on social media, a little digital badge. Someone else I work with one-on-one, I help them create these campaigns. They have badges. When they do 10 meetings, 10 invites, they get a recognition. When they get 20, they get a recognition. You can be creative and do different things, right? But congratulate, make them feel good. It could be your upline or getting 5 team members send a message. Congrats, I heard that you did awesome today. You had 3 people on the presentation. Think about how that person feels. That increases the chance that they're going to stay in the business and do something again. Because otherwise, if you don't do that, they're not going to be building the business, because in their mind, they're a failure. They haven't done much. They talked to 3 people. 3 people said no. They're done. They mentally quit. Most people quit within 72 days, right? And actually, they mentally quit way earlier. They may not quit your auto order. They're still showing up, but mentally, they don't believe they can do it. They're going to leave. Congratulate them. Make them feel good. Right? You can never give enough recognition. I want you to write that down. You can never give enough recognition. And you need constant campaigns, incentives. So campaigns, we talk about distractions, right? A work, if they love, If they love their work atmosphere, that's a distraction. If they want to, the NBA season's coming on, the playoffs are starting, that's a distraction. A new movie is coming out, that's a distraction. Or, hey, the new restaurant around town is opening up, let's go there for dinner. That's a distraction, right? You got to distract these distractions, keep them focused. And actually, you should have your calendar planned out the next 6 months. You should have it all planned out. What are the campaigns and incentives, right? And I'm not going to go too deep in campaigns, but I'll tell you one thing. Your goal in creating a campaign is to get those who don't do much to do something. But the leaders always stay focused and do stuff. If you think about your company, who wins the recognitions, who wins the awards, it's always the same people. They're the leaders. They're the top recruiters, top customer enrollers. They're the ones who show up all the time, right? They're the ones. You don't create the campaigns for them. You need to create the campaigns to get the people who normally don't do much to do something. That's the secret, right? Get the 80, 90% who just like basic customers, a little bit to get them into action. So, what do you do, right? So before I share with you some mistakes that people make, rewarding results instead of activity, right? Oh, who are the top customer enrollers, top sponsors, most people don't feel like they can do the top. And the major objections, like you have a campaign incentives, why bother? I'm not going to win, so why should I bother? You can't do that. Don't make it reward the result. Make it reward by activity. Reward activity, because as long as someone keeps doing something, they will eventually get it, right? Give them incentives, recognize them for the activity and not for the result. So getting back to the person that went over 3, they didn't do anything. They feel like they're a loser. They can't do this. But you reward them. Hey, awesome. You did 3 presentations. That's amazing, incredible. You can create different prizes, awards for that. Okay. So mistake number 1 is rewarding results. Mistake number 2 is it's too hard, right? You got to be the top sponsor to win this stuff. The top 5 customer enrollers. And I'm like, hey, I've never only sponsored one person my whole life. How am I going to win this? So I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to bother. That's a mistake to make, right? You got to make a campaign incentives where everyone feels they have a chance to win. So that's why they'll participate. And when they participate, they'll do more action. They'll do more of the income-producing activities. They will grow the business. Okay. Number 3, another mistake is increasing prize money. So if you increase the prize money, people will participate. No, not really, because they're not going to participate because they automatically believe, I'm not going to win. The only thing the prize money will do will get the leaders to work harder. But the majority, 80, 90%, will never win. Actually, the more prize money, the less people will participate because they know it's going to be so hard to win, I'm not going to try. Because Mr. John or Mrs. Sally they're the top leaders, they're just going to go on crush me. I have no chance to win. I'm not even going to try and participate. Right? Prize money doesn't do it. Because the biggest objection I want you to remember is why bother? Why bother? So the goal for these campaigns is really to get those who don't do much to do something, right? And most people don't, to really get them to do much. So, and you can have, by the way, you don't have to say, ignore the results. Those are important for the leaders, but you have different tiers, different prizes, right? The grand prizes for the ones with results, you have smaller prizes, and the prize could be simple as recognition, access to special training call for anyone that participates. You want to, again, reward activity, get more people to doing something, right? Different prizes for different levels. We talk about rewarding activity for results. So examples of activity you want to reward, right? That will grow your business. So go back to the DMO, right? If you don't have the DMO cheat sheet, go to mlnation.com. You're going to have to download this, the DMO cheat sheet. But you can, so who has posted consistently, post 5 days a week about how you're growing your business, you get some type of award, right? You can get a pin. You can get recognition. You can have access to a special training call. That's an example, right? Who has done the most reaching out to new people? Who has meet new people a day? 5 new people. Who has meet the most people every single day for 5 straight days? Who has sent out the invites? Who has followed up for 5 straight days? That's an incentive, right? Or you can do a contest. Send out 5 follow-ups to 5 old friends you haven't talked to in the last 6 months. Send this message. You can copy and paste this, teach them what to say. And whoever does this gets an award, gets recognition. This is helpful. Right? Who sends people to the most Zoom meetings? Attendance award. Who is short the most consecutive trainings? These are all different incentives that are activity-based, will get people doing it. And the longer they stay, the longer they do, they'll eventually get that result, right? So let's give examples of recognition, what you can do. You can do a post. You talk about like a social media post to recognize them, tag them, right? You text them, get a couple of your leaders, 3 to 5 leaders to text them, 3 to 5 team members to text them, make them feel good. do a three-way call. On the team call, you recognize them, put a picture of them, recognize them in front of everyone. You can call them personally, get a couple leaders to. I remember when I first started, one of the top leaders, top 25 income earners, they left me a voicemail. And I was like, I stayed at voicemail forever. Like, wow, this person took the time to send me a voicemail. I felt so special. Right? So anyway, your actions, you basically got a quick guide on how to create incentives campaigns to increase the retention, duplication. When you reward people, know that fulfillment and the atmosphere, the culture, the relationships, that keeps people in the business. And as long as they do the activity, stay in there, eventually they will get the results. You want to keep them in business, keep them plugged in. And the fulfillment, remember, we are humans, we all want recognition, our pride, we want to feel important. If you use that will keep people in your team. So your action step is number one. If you're new, right, and you say you don't have any team members, you feel like your team is not doing that, have your upline reach out to me on social media. I'll be glad to help them, give you some tips and suggestions. I'll even maybe create some campaigns for them. All right. So that's number one. If you're new, you don't have anyone, you feel your upline, your team needs it, have them, your leader, reach out to me. Number two is if you are a leader and have a team already, go back and listen to them, watch this again, and think about what things can you implement. Start one small little activity-based incentive. Do that, reward recognition, give them, make them feel loved. You'll be amazed at how far that goes. You keep people, and your retention will increase. People will love it. They'll be less distracted from the outside, and then you will see your business grow and people finally duplicate. So anyway, that's a quick guide to creating duplication and retention. If you feel this helpful, again, tag someone in this video and take action on what you just learned.